Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Narito po muli si Maestro Sani para po sa ating DepEd Memorandum number 14 series of 2021. The DepEd Interim Guidelines on the preparation, submission, and checking of school forms for the school year 2020-2021. So ito pong slides is specially designed for technical assistance para ng mga master teacher po sa mga teachers, and also sa mga for the LAC leaders to the members. So pwede po siyang gamitin. Just message me so that I can send the PowerPoint presentation of this memorandum. Hindi po siya picture kasi specially designed po siya, so ibig sabihin nag-encode po ang inyong lingkod para po mas maganda ang impact ng atin pong PowerPoint presentation. At para po sa mga hindi pa nakapag-subscribe sa aking YouTube channel, pwede pong i-click ang subscribe button and the notification bell. Ito po yung sinasabi ko na DepEd Memorandum number 14. So ito lang po ang picture, pero the rest na po ay encoded na po. School forms, we will be focusing on school forms. Okay po, para start po tayo. Paragraph 1 of these interim guidelines on the preparation, submission, and checking of school forms for the school year 2020-2021. So consistent with Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan o BLCP as stipulated in DepEd Order number 12 series of 2020, the Department of Education issues the interim guidelines on the preparation, submission, and checking of school forms for the school year 2020-2021. Ayan. Maliwanag po that this is for school year 2020 and 2021 only. This issuance amends certain provisions of DepEd Orders number 4, series of 2014 and 58 of series of 2017 to reflect the requirements of distance learning modalities. So, to give way po sa ating mga distance learning modalities in this new normal amidst the pandemic, the COVID-19. In this regard, the following amendments are adopted in the submission and checking of school forms. So, start po tayo sa SF1. School Form 1 or the School Registry. So, ito po ay kabisado na po natin. Meron lang pong konting adjustment na makikita po tayo. So, additional data elements for the learning modality shall be added in the existing SF1. So, pwede pa rin lang gamitin yung dati. Magdadagdag lang po tayo ng isang column for the learning modality column. And shall be updated whenever the learner shifts from one learning modality to another. So at the end of each quarter, the updated modality shall be generated through the Learner's Information System or the LIS as official quarterly enrollment count per modality. The age to be recorded in the form is the learner's age by October 31 series of 2020. Yan po. Po yung adjustment, yung sa gilid po, may bilog. So that is, meron po tayong dinagdag na column for learning modality. The next for school form 2, the daily attendance. Given the temporary suspension of face-to-face learning and with the implementation of different learning modalities, teacher advisors may choose an applicable learner attendance conversion tool. So, meron po tayong gagamiting tool para mag-compute kung paano tayo maglalagay ng attendance sa ating SF2. So, titignan po natin. Or Learner Attendance Conversion Tool. So pag sa online, actual recording of number of class days present and absent. The learner shall be considered present even in the case where she was only able to enter the online learning platform for a few minutes due to internet connectivity. So may mga nangyayari po talagang ganon. Siyempre hindi po natin may iwasan. Basta po nakapag-connect si learner, considered po siya as present. So kailangan po nating maging mag-adjust. Ano po? Then, as long as there is notification via text, chat, or chat from the learner or parent or guardians. No in any form of contact for the day means absent. So, kung nag-contact siya, pwede siyang i-regard na kahit hindi po siya naka-attend sa online class, basta nagpasabi siya na hindi siya makaka-attend or what, in any situation, she can be considered as present. Pero if the learner do not in any form contact the teacher by any form of communication, ibig sabihin, pwede po siyang i-regard as absent. Yan po. Then, sa distance learning modalities, assigned class day equivalent for each contact effort by getting the total number of contact efforts over the allotted class days per week or month. To illustrate, in a week schedule of 6 class days in a modular learning approach, the equivalent class days for distribution is 3. Another 3 days for retrieval. This to complete the 6th day per week as stipulated in DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020. Therefore, the weekly schedule for both distribution and retrieval of modules may be counted as 2 contact efforts ni learner. Ito po yung example sa weekly. So, meron po siyang contact effort na 2 dapat in a week. So, yung isang contact effort niya sa distribution is equivalent to 3 class days present. Then, another 1 contact day sa retrieval is equivalent also to 3 class days present. Excuse me po. Then, monthly, 4 contact efforts sa distribution and a total of 4 contact efforts sa retrieval. A total of 8 per month. Ayan po. So, 4 contact efforts is equivalent to 12 days. If the learner has only made a total of 8 of 4 contact efforts against 8 scheduled, she will or he will have 12 days present and 12 days absent. So, kung kalahati lang, kung 4 lang yung nagawa niyang contact efforts, meron lang siyang 12 days. So, 1 contact effort is equivalent to 3 days. The learner shall be considered present even if in the delay or non-submission of module as long as there is communication made between the parent or guardian or learner. So, ibig sabihin kahit hindi po siya nakapag-submit or hindi po siya nakapunta sa distribution, as long as there is communication made. So, he or she is considered as present because she made a contact effort. The next, assigned class day equivalency for the percentage of module output submission getting the number of outputs or modules. So, aside from contact effort, meron pa rin po tayo sa submitted over the required output modules for the week and multiplied by the complete weekly attendance constant. Ayan, to illustrate, the weekly schedule of 6 class days in modular learning approach is the complete attendance. The number of submitted modules and number of required modules for the week may vary. So, depende kung ilan ang required modules for the week. So, in this case, sa ating example, there are 9 required modules. So, ang submitted ni learner ay 6 and class days ay 6. So, the formula is number of submitted modules divided by number of required modules multiplied by the complete days of attendance. So, in this case, 6 over 9 is 0.67 and 0.67 times 6 days is 4.2 or 4 days present for the week. So, ang ilalagay po natin sa SF2 ay 4 days present. Thus, if the learner has submitted only 6 modules against 9 required modules for the week, then she will have 4 class days present and 2 class days absent. Similarly, the adoption of the LAC for the third quarter and fourth quarter of school year 2020-2021, teachers are highly encouraged to exercise due consideration and to reach out for the learners. A learner can only be considered a dropout or no longer participating in learning activities. So, ito pa yung isang adjustment. Dropout will be replaced of NLPA or no longer participating in learning activities. If he or she and his parent voluntarily withdraw from schooling or if she incurs absences for more than 20% of the prescribed number of class or laboratory periods during the school year or semester as per DepEd Order number 8 series of 2015, this equivalent to 7 weeks of non-attendance in her online class or non-submission of modules or activity sheets without any communication contact effort being made by the learner or parent guardians with the teacher. So, that's the case. Note that contact communication efforts may vary depending on the distance learning modality and may include but are not limited to electronic digital communication using a designed drop pick-up kiosk, middleman or printed modules, phone calls, text messaging, handheld or radio, letter correspondence or attending class meetings, and or physical interaction between parent, guardians, and advisor within the parameters of the existing local national health safety protocols of IATF for COVID-19. Okay, so reporting cut-off date for enrollment count is on October 9, 2020. Ito po yung adjustment sa SF2. So yung dati pong dropout ay pinalitan ng NL, PA or no longer participating in learning activities. So tatlo po yan. Next, School Form 3, book issued and returned. So if the school is releasing books, so wala naman pong may dun po sa mga school na nag-release ng kanilang books. So pwede po na yung magamit ang SF3. But in case hindi nakapag-release, pwede pa rin po magamit ang SF3 to record the distribution and retrieval of learning modules. In using SF3 for the recording and monitoring of modules, the title of the book shall be replaced with an appropriate learning reference or reference code or with the title of the module being used or distributed. Is the adjustment. So pinalitan lang po yung title ng books. Okay, next sa SF4 or monthly report of learner movement and attendance. So this is the consolidated form of the school report form 2. The adjustment are as follows. Instead of monthly submission of to the district or division office, the school form 4 shall be submitted quarterly. So quarterly na lang po. Replace the column for dropout with no longer participating in learning activities or NLPA which this is a status of learners whose parents, guardian, or even the learner has failed to communicate or has not made any efforts to contact the class advisor for at least 7 consecutive weeks. This status is also appropriate for learners who have expressed desire to stop participation in any learning activities. If the learner expressing desire to continue participating in learning activities after 7 consecutive weeks of non-participation, the school head may assess the situation and decide for the best interest of the learner. So, lagi po nating iniisip dito ang best interest of the learner. Then, additional data fields for mortality or yun po, yung dati po yun drop out. So, papalitan pa rin po natin ng NLPA. Then, dito po sa baba, mortality or death. Siguro to monitor if there are cases of death among learners. School Form 8 or Basic Nutrition Profile. Parents or guardians may administer the actual measuring of weight and height. Kasi ito, ina-update pa rin po natin sa LIS or sa LIS and submit a reading result to the class advisor. So, pwede pong si parent or si guardian ang gumawa, then isubmit na lang po yung record sa advisor. For parents or guardians who have limited resources or ability to make the actual measurement, they may seek the assistance of a barangay health worker and or other health professional. The reading result may be reported to the class advisor for encoding in the LIS. Updating of SF8 through the LIS facility is highly encouraged for elementary grade levels but not mandatory except for the learner recipient of any program promoting health and nutrition. Ayan. So, sa high school and senior high school naman ay not. Then School Form 9 or SF9, otherwise known as the Progress Report Card. Instruction and guidelines related to assessment and computation of grades are available in DepEd Order Number 31 Series of 2020. So, yun yung interim guidelines naman po ng computation of grades. So, the following may also be considered in the preparation of School Form 9. Letter A, indicate at the bottom part of each column the learning modality being adopted in each quarter. Then, the character traits and core values portion of the SF9 are not required to be accomplished. So, hindi po siya required. So, maglalagay po tayo ng learning modality in each quarter. School Form 10 or SF10 or the permanent record. Okay, so SF10 shall be prepared at the end of the school year. The department shall also issue further instruction in accomplishing the said form. Nevertheless, for grades 5 and 6 who are still using Form 137 instruction for SF9, character traits and core values shall be applied. So, hindi po required na maglagay ng character, traits, or core and core value. Then, for school checking of forms, so to minimize physical contact between individuals and thereby to reduce the possibility of COVID transmission. Ayan po, napakaliwanag kasi dumadami na naman po yung mga cases ng transmission ng COVID-19 with different variants na po, nakakatakot. So, the process of checking of forms shall be simplified. Division level checking of forms, which is being conducted by the Division Checking Committee as stipulated in Section 5 paragraphs A1, B2, and C3 of DepEd Order Number 11 Series of 2018 is hereby suspended. Yan, napakaliwanag po. So, to continue, the annual checking of forms shall only be done at the school level by the School Checking Committee. The school level checking committee may be conducted through online and or on-site if health and safety protocols are being observed. The result of the checking of forms initiated by the school checking committee is deemed final and can be used by the school to complete its submission in the LIS. Yan, maliwanag po. Then, paragraph 3, the department shall issue further instruction in accomplishing school SF or School Form 5 or SF5 report on promotions and level of proficiency, and SF6, the summarized report on promotion and level of proficiency at the end of the school year. Paragraph 4, the adjustment made, which will also be posted in and can be accessed through the Learner's Information System or the LIS, shall be incorporated in the school forms for school year 2020-2021 in all public and private schools as well as state and local colleges and universities offering basic education. The regional schools division offices and even schools are highly discouraged to introduce localized form that only the data in this nationally issued forms. So yung mga nationally issued forms lang po ang pwede nating, ang dapat nating gamitin. Paragraph 5, this memorandum shall only be applicable for school year 2020-2021 unless otherwise extended. Wag naman po sana. Ano po? Then for more information, please contact the Planning Service, Office of the Director, Department of Education, Central Office, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Para sa kanilang email address at telephone number. So immediate dissemination and strict compliance of this memorandum is directed as signed by our DepEd Secretary So para po sa mga gustong makakuha ng soft copy, PowerPoint na soft copy po para sa kanilang mga technical assistance ng mga master teacher or even school heads, just a message po sa message box ng aking YouTube channel para ma-send ko po ang soft copy ng DepEd Memorandum number 14 series of 2021. Ayan po. Thank you very much and mabuhay po tayong lahat.